Statistics indicate that our men and boys continue to suffer in silence, as they are oftentimes not socialized to seek help, and in particular mental health.
Despite a challenging year, we still saw an increase in export. That Jamaica, for the first time in its history, had a positive balance of payments. So we actually spent less foreign exchange than we earned.
Mental health among men and a review of the agriculture sector in 2023 are our two main areas of focus for today. We also have the news of the day and much more, so stay with us for the details. Thank you so much for making it Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson, your host. Welcome.
Good day, I'm Twyla Whelan, and this is your JS News for Thursday, January 11, 2024. 500 homes are earmarked for construction under the National Social Housing Program in the upcoming 2024-2025 financial year. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says it reflects the government's commitment to providing affordable housing for the country's poor and disadvantaged in an equitable and non-partisan manner. He indicates that methods such as pre-designed and pre-constructed solutions are being considered to reduce costs and speed up the delivery of units.
That can be just lifted and placed on site, which would remove quite a bit of the work to build and the time. So those are options that we're going to explore specifically for single person households, indigent persons who maybe we have settled the land issue and all that is needed to do is just to place a unit on site. So those options are up for discussion and for implementation.
The Prime Minister was speaking on Monday as he handed over a one-bedroom unit to 67-year-old Norma Cooper of Lima, Adelphi in St. James.
I am so glad. Most of all, when I come inside here, it's like I don't want to come out.
The Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce is calling for increased local investment in the coffee industry to maximize on lucrative opportunities to earn more from exports. Senator Aubin Hill made the call at this week's press launch of the 2024 Jamaica Blue Mountain Coffee Festival.
There is money to be made in coffee, and I'm encouraging Jamaican investors. Yes, I want foreign investors, but too often we say foreign direct investors, and we have Jamaican money here.
Senator Hill reports that the export of coffee from Jamaica, which fetches premium price on the global market, has been on the rise over the last few years.
In 2019, we exported $16.1 million US dollars, 18.4 million US dollars in 2020. In 2021, it was 20.8 million, and in 2022, a record 24.434 million US dollars was exported. That's right after the pandemic.
In tandem with the call from the industry minister, the tourism minister is urging coffee producers and manufacturers to do more with the bean and increase the benefits to the local economy. Also addressing the Blue Mountain Coffee Festival press launch, Minister Edmund Bartlett lamented that only 20% of the coffee bean was used generally, while the other 80% was wasted. He is encouraging stakeholders to reduce this waste by creating nutraceuticals and other products that will generate income.
So what I'm here to ask you for is more. I want more involvement in the coffee value chain.
Speaking further to the opportunities for increased returns, the minister says the pool of coffee consumers will increase with the addition of 3 million stopover visitors this year who have a consumption pattern of 3 to 5 times that of residents.
So let's get on with it. Let's get on to the nutraceutical values from coffee. Let's get on to the cosmetological values of coffee. Let's get into manufacturing artifacts and curios from coffee. Let's make coffee mats, coffee candles. And think of the demand for coffee candles in hotels across Jamaica.
Minister of Labour and Social Security Pernell Charles Jr. is raising concern about the increasing number of Jamaican workers who run off on the Seasonal Agricultural Workers Program in Canada. The minister was addressing a recently held sensitization session for members of Parliament to address concerns related to the suitability of candidates on the Overseas Farm Work Program. The session was held due to the critical role played by MPs in the pre-selection process for the Farm Work Program.
And calling on members of Parliament to make sure that you have this conversation with your constituents. When we have our Jamaican workers go on the program and run off, or the attitude or the conduct, it closes the door for hundreds.
Minister Charles Jr. pointed out that while the program started with Jamaica and Canada only, it had become a competitive process involving other countries such as Mexico, Barbados, and Trinidad and Tobago.
And we want Jamaicans to be able to fill those positions. We want Jamaicans to have that opportunity. It's our responsibility to make sure that as we recruit, as we guide, as we orient, we ensure that it resonates, that if you do this, you are going to impact your cousin, your friend, your brother, your sister, and others to come.
And finally, with less than a month remaining to complete data collection for the 2023 Jamaica National Crime Victimization Survey, citizens are being encouraged to cooperate with interviewers when they visit. The survey got underway on November 1, 2023 and will conclude at the end of this month. It's designed to examine the experience of crime from the perspective of the individual, thereby expanding the information that would otherwise be only available from police statistics. The Ministry of National Security uses the information to inform policy and program development to reduce crime and violence. Head of the Special Projects Unit at the Statistical Institute of Jamaica Statin, Philone Mantock, tells JIS News that it has been a challenge to get households to cooperate. She's assuring citizens that the information shared will be kept confidential as interviewers have signed an oath of secrecy. Ms. Mantock adds that all interviewers are given an identification card, and persons may contact Statin to verify whether individuals who turn up at their residences are working on the survey. 17 supervisors and 58 interviewers are currently in the field conducting data collection across all parishes. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Twyla Whelan. Thanks for watching.
I'm so thrilled as I look back on the school year so far to see the number of children who are in our classrooms. We had to act quickly to establish things like our job portal that allowed teachers who are out there, new teachers who are coming into the system to easily upload their information and connect with the schools. One of the things we're most proud of, we identified 34 schools that were really considered to be violence prone, and we're working with them.
Coming to this session, I've learned a whole lot.
The ministry in prior years has really not taken on the implementation of transformation, but this time, we have taken it on.
Don't miss our review of the major highlights from the Ministry of Education and Youth in 2023. All will be unfolded inside Jamaica Magazine on January 12, 2024.
There were several achievements for the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining in 2023. Let's recap a few.
In 2023, the government started an initiative through the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining to drive the sector on 4 pillars: food security, agribusiness development, climate-smart technologies, and export expansion. It's the new face of food, and this is their year in review.
We started 2023 with the worst drought on record in the history of our country. And unfortunately, we ended 2023 in November with some tremendous flooding across some of our most productive zones in St. Andrew and St. Thomas. Nonetheless, our farmers have shown again this year that they are the most resilient set of people in the world, and that is also true for our fishers. What we've had to do as a ministry during this year is respond. So to respond to the drought, respond to the flood. So we did have 2 drought mitigation programs that we ran, over $200 million, that we provided direct support to our farmers to ensure that they kept out there, that they kept farming.
2023 was a very interesting year, and we made available seeds, fertilizers, chemicals. We also made available grass, water tanks, drip irrigation units, and also we also look at the rehabilitation and maintenance of some of the farm roads. And this has been a success.
The National Fisheries Authority also saw an improvement in 2023 that has left an impression on the fish market.
We have been providing significant training throughout the course of the year. We also provided training across our farming network, and rather handled that. So I hand over to Mr. Simpson to tell a little bit more about our training.
Thank you, my Minister, Minister Green. We know youths are, most times are enthused by livestock, and so we did livestock training.
The NFL trains our fish farmers. In this year, we have trained over 50 persons in techniques, in hatchery techniques, management techniques, and husbandry techniques for their aquaculture operations. Also, on the captured fisheries side, we have done training in safe diving practices, safety at sea, coxswain training.
We have been introducing more climate-smart technology to help our farmers get access to water. In fact, with the help of JC, we were able to put in a brand new solar polar voltaic system at the Plumwood station. Again, $37 million that will reduce our annual expense by $4.6 million. And we're on the drive to ensure that we have solar energy running all our water pumps under the NIC. The first investment that has been done in our small dairy farmer sector since 1960s was done. We built a communal milking parlor in St. Thomas. Not only did we build the milking parlors, we provided them with a mobile milker. They used to milk 1 time a day, they now milk 2 times a day. That means greater income for our farmers, and we're going to continue that work. Despite a challenging year, we still saw an increase in export. That Jamaica, for the first time in its history, had a positive balance of payments. So we actually spent less foreign exchange than we earned. We saw over 100% increase in export earnings from the exportation of alumina, largely because of the rebound of our Jamaica plant, and we continue to see that progress.
The ministry's mining sector also saw an increase in industrial minerals, with limestone shipment increasing by 3,000%.
In essence, the focus of our agriculture ministry is to promote the sustainability of our high-quality Jamaican food, as demonstrated in 2023.
So we're going to hit the road in 2024 and launch a global Eat Jamaican campaign. We want the entire world to focus their energy on eating the best food in the world, sourced from Jamaica.
If you're suffering from any form of mental illness, don't try to manage it on your own. Seek help, whether through your private health practitioner or the public health system. Support is also available through the Bureau of Gender Affairs. For women, the number to call is 876-553-0372. And for men who are our focus in this next feature, the helpline is 876-553-0387.
Thomas Paine, English-born American philosopher, once said, "The real man smiles in trouble. gathers strength from distress, and grows brave by reflection. Statistics indicate that our men and boys continue to suffer in silence, as they are oftentimes not socialized to seek help, and in particular mental health. They are socialized to feel that they're masculine and powerful and strong, and they don't have to display or say anything about the issues that affect them.
Around the time in high school, I went to Arden High School. Around when I was doing my CSEC, I started experiencing strange phenomenon. So I would start to hallucinate. Of course, I have the mood fluctuations, and I'm wondering what is going on. I start to get these ideas in my head that, I have powers, or, what they call delusions of grandeur, when a bipolar person becomes in a manic state. They get all of this energy, which is great for creativity. You get all these ideas, but there comes a point where it kind of teeters off. If you're not in control of yourself and your emotions, you can become erratic and sometimes intimidating. There I was in high school, not sure what's going on, and naturally, my father's a pastor, so the first thing he went to, demon possession. So they call up the church and come over to the house, and everybody start, pray and olive oil and all sort of thing. And eventually, when that wasn't working too, I'm not saying, that not real and God now work, but eventually somebody said, let's take him to UWI hospital and see if there's something else at play, and the doctors did their analysis and they said, okay, this looks like it could be a mental disorder. They started me on a course of medication, get the diagnosis. They thought it was schizophrenia at first because the symptoms are similar. And then you go through this whole journey of medication and side effects until you get the right one, and you start to come down and they say, okay, this is actually a mental illness called bipolar type 1. And all that simply means is he has to go through a lifestyle change. So can't drink as much, definitely can't smoke, have to get my sleep, have to get my rest, have to exercise, and for a time stay on medication, right? And it took a while to get to a place of what you would call me a high functioning software. It took me a while of denial, so I'm on the medication and it's so deceptive. You feel great, I'm normal, not going, but as soon as I came off the medication or I start drink too much or I'm out too late, bam, we have what's called an episode. And the thing about having an episode, a man like me in Jamaica, very large, can be intimidating. If I'm on the street alone and I'm not surrounded by a community of people that know me very well, I can be intimidated. One night I'm there, I decide to go off by myself at the bar, and I'm erratic, I'm intense, I'm passionate, I'm going up to random people talking, sharing my crazy ideas, and them take it as a check. Again, we as Jamaican men, we have this thing about aggression and proving ourselves. So immediately them say, no man, this youth a violate, we have to deal him. So, big fight start and I'm manic, I'm high. So if you are 10, me I come 100. So whatever you put into me, I'm gonna, manipulate and come back more. So big fight start, and eventually somebody else take up a piece of board and go, so wukum. And I went on the ground and it kind of shook me, and I kind of came back to my senses for a bit. I'm like, whoa, I'm in an episode, I need to get to the hospital, I need to get back on my treatment, right? So that was a wake-up call for me personally to take it more seriously, because your family and friends are worried, searching where is my son. You can imagine when my mother come into A&E and see me bleeding and in a manic state. So at that time I was about 18 or so. I'm 28 now, so that was about 10 years ago or so. It made me kind of come to terms with the fact that I have to shift my lifestyle, I have to take control, not just for myself, but for the people around me. And thankfully, after I decided to get more serious about it, I haven't had an episode in a very long time, years, as I said. I'm currently a production manager. I was able to get back on track with my dreams. I didn't use it as an excuse to say, all right, I have this thing where I probably can't make up too much noise, I can't go after the big things, just stay quiet, take a small job. I said, no, I still want to be a big filmmaker, I want to make movies, I want to make music. So I decided if all I have to do is take a one pill every night or every other night and just don't drink too much, which I can manage, and sleep and work out, that's a good trade-off. One of the most important things I learned about it was, especially with my disorder, it's the community around it, the people around it.
Mental health issues do not discriminate. So we need to be mentally aware and mentally prepared.
Once upon a time in a Caribbean island known for its rich culture and natural beauty, lived a group of people who were buried in piles and piles and more piles of paper. Papers spanning back to the start of time. Then came a bright idea, harnessing technology to work smarter and not harder. The government of Jamaica is improving its operations to serve citizens better. Many services are now available online, and there's more to come. The government of Jamaica, building a better public sector for all.
Finally on the show today, benefits of the Students' Loan Bureau.
The Students' Loan Bureau has re-energized its efforts to ensure access to higher education for ordinary Jamaicans. 99% of students who apply for SLB financing are successful. So how can you benefit from the SLB? Hi, I'm Shaquille Rochester Short and welcome to Finance Matters. Joining us today to tell us what's new at the SLB is the Executive Director, Ms. Nikisha Walsh. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow the Ministry of Finance on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and now TikTok to see all the episodes and highlights. Ms. Walsh, thanks for coming on our program.
Thank you for having me.
So what's new at SLB?
Well, the SLB is currently on a transformational path where we want to infuse technology in our operations to better serve our customers. Okay. Last June 2022, we introduced our new customer portal where students have the ability to go on, apply, upload their documents, and submit their loan application. Okay. What is also good about the portal is that the students would nominate their guarantor, submit their email address and name, and the guarantors will receive an email prompting them to go on the portal, create an account, and also upload and submit their documents. Additionally, since the last budget speech, our minister has introduced 2 new policies where Ward of the States and PATH beneficiaries no longer require guarantor. We are expecting this year to see increase in application because one of the challenges students have mentioned over the years is the ability to seek and have a guarantor. Yes. In addition, we have relaunched our Grant in Aid program.
Okay, nice. I wish back in my time, the portal was available for my guarantors to upload their documents instead of coming into Kingston and so forth. But I hear you mention the Grant in Aid. Tell us who is eligible for the Grant in Aid program and what it is.
Okay. The Grant in Aid is a non-refundable gift that we give students who are eligible and have applied for the targeted loan. Now, for you to become one of such recipients, you have to either be on a PATH program, you have to be a Ward of the State, or from a household whose income is below $1.5 million. What we have done is increase the number of beneficiaries from 3,000 to 4,200 students for this academic year.
That's a massive, massive
increase,
Ms. Walsh.
Yes, it is.
I remember back in my time when I was thinking about taking a student loan, I thought I would never be able to pay back that loan. what would you say to people now who are considering taking a student loan, how they can use it as a tool for success?
Well, before I even tell or ask persons what to say, I want to say that many Jamaicans today have benefited from a SLB. We have our doctors, our lawyers, our teachers. I am a beneficiary.
I myself am a beneficiary.
Right, and if it wasn't because of that opportunity, I would not be in the position I'm in today. So SLB is here for persons to achieve their dreams, to assist persons achieving their dreams. What I would say is that do not look at SLB as a loan, don't look at it as a liability, because we know that education is an investment. What SLB does is help you to invest in yourself and help you to have the ability to pursue any dreams or career that you want to. So it is a stepping stool for you to move from where you are to what you can be. And that's how I want persons to look at SLB.
Before we leave, Ms. Walsh, I want you to tell me 3 things that people should know or remember about the SLB.
Oh, there's so many things, but I want to start with one thing. There's a notion, persons coming up in our older generation that SLB loans are expensive and SLB, you'll never ever finish paying your loan. Yes. But I want to tell a person that one thing is that SLB offers the lowest interest rate for any school product. Our interest rate can be as low as 4% with our special benefits. Yeah. Persons are aware that when you take a SLB loan, you won't repay until you graduate. But we want to also say that we have 2 additional products. We have the pay as you study product, where employed parents, guardians, spouse wants to take a loan on behalf of their student. That loan is as low as 6% per annum. Now, there's no financial institution that will give you an unsecured loan for 6%. SLB is doing that. Wow. And we also have our postgrad product, where persons are pursuing doctorate and postgraduate studies can get up to $1.8 million to borrow at an interest rate of 9.5% unsecured. So SLB is in fact one of those competitive institutions that are making a mark. So I'm encouraging persons to repay their loan, because each one will reach one. So if you pay your loan, it provides opportunity for somebody else to realize their dreams. I'm encouraging persons, if you are finding difficulties in repaying your loan, come into the bureau. Yes. We will look at how we can reschedule that loan and offer any other grants or waivers for you to be better able to serve your debt. I know you have asked for 3 things, but I can't leave without saying this. On our transformational map, or on our transformational path, our next stop is repayment. What that means is that students or customers who are in repayment will be able to access their loan on our portal, be able to look at their balances, will be able to print their statements and able to make payments online. That's our next stop. So we're hoping to fully launch this digital transformational map that we're having, so persons will be able to access their information whenever they need to.
So I don't need to call SLB to hear what my balance is?
That is coming
That
soon.
is very, very impressive. Ms. Walsh, all I can hear from what you're saying is that Students Loan Bureau is very flexible and they're very willing to help a student to be successful.
Yes, we are.
So thank you. On that note, thank you for being on our program today.
And thanks again for having me.
And thank you for joining us on this episode of Finance Matters. Remember to follow us on social media at MOF Jamaica, and tune in next week as we continue to demystify the economic and fiscal policies and initiatives implemented by the government to empower Jamaicans as we chart a path to Jamaica's economic prosperity.
This is where our journey ends, but only for today. Do join us again tomorrow when we'll bring another informative program. In the meantime, stay connected via our website, jis.gov.jm. And while you're online, send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm or via tweet at JIS News. You may also find us on all the major social media platforms and through our mobile app that's Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the entire production team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.